We here at the Gaming Saloon Rift Tracks always support any and all that are involved in the creation and distribution of any show we feature, and will encourage any of those watching to support the official release. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Season 5 premiere of the Gaming Saloon Rift Tracks for October 5th, 2013, with your host, Peacemaker2448.
Ramp it up. And, well, you know what? I screwed that up. I was a third. That ain't here. Anyhow, and Ramp it Epsilon.
Jeez.
Damn it, clock. Fucked me all up right there because I was reading the script.
Yeah. So, yeah, I am constantly surprised by the amount of content that we have.
Yeah. Especially when you sit back and figure it all up.
Yeah.
It's like, geez. And I've still got to finish getting the archives over. I keep postponing it. I've got the files. I just got to figure out how I'm going to do them. I don't know if I should upload them to YouTube like we're doing everything else or what.
Yeah.
And if I do that, oh God. Oh,
so much
God.
time.
Yes. Because I'll have to make them into videos. And then upload them.
Well, the simplest thing you can do is just take an image and just have the audio play over that.
I'm literally just going to slap the TGSR image I've got up and just let it go.
That would probably be the simplest solution. I've also tweeted that we are live.
Yes, we are live with #Wizard.
Yes.
I had to say it. I hope you put a link.
I did put a link.
Okay, because I have not been paying attention to the Twitter recently.
It's a link directly to the video. We are live, #Kamen Wizard, #TGSR. Same ones I used when we were getting set up. Anyway, folks, Season 5, we're doing a complete look at Kamen Rider Wizard from 1 to 53. They will include Heisei Special, because you know what, it's kind of relevant enough to the story, so sure. We're doing it. And it will kind of tie into what we did last season because decades in there. And from what I was seeing, kind of for all intents and purposes, it is a decade story. Kind of.
Really?
Except, you know how decade always goes to alternate universes?
Yeah.
Decade goes to an alternate universe. But so does Haruto, so.
No. No.
Trust me, you're going to be questioning it when we get there too, so.
I don't even want to think about that, so yeah.
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 Yeah. 53 episodes on top of, I'm trying to remember how many separate picks.
6 or 7, wasn't it? Or 5 or 6. Yeah. That one. I think. Yeah, it'd be 5.
Yeah, I was looking at the show list, and yep, it's 5. So yeah, lots of fun in store for us. Now, let me see. We've only done the first 2 episodes of Wizards on the show, have we? Haven't we?
I'm wanting to say yes, but in the same sense, I'm thinking we ended up touching back on that, though, didn't we?
No, we did not. We only did episode 1 and 2, according to the show list.
Well, it's right. Because through all of our bouncing around, it's been updated.
Yeah. Probably it's probably what, like the one thing that's been with us since the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Even though it's been on multiple sites.
and a Google document.
Yeah. The Google document for the longest there.
Yeah. And that still exists.
It's outdated big time, but that's
It
because
still
we made it
exists.
to the
Yeah.
forum.
Yeah.
Made it easier.
Yeah. So yeah, 53 episodes, 5 picks, and a movie, which, do you want me to say it outright? Because it's going to be obvious.
Might as well.
Yeah, we're doing Kamen Rider Wizard in Magic Land. Now, granted, it's not subbed yet, because it's not on DVD yet, but by the time we get there, it will be. I can guarantee. Why we're not doing Ultimatum, or Kamen Rider Wizard in Forza Movie War Ultimatum, because that will have me explain the entirety of Forza. And no, I made one exception for that, for A to Z. Never again. Never. So yeah, we're doing the solo film, which will not have an appearance by Gaim, which is oddly for me to say because Gaim's first episode has premiered already, and I've been seeing stuff about it. I've seen the opening, and I've seen half of the transformation sequence, and that's the most I've seen, along with a couple people's thoughts on the movie. Or not the movie,
The
the
show?
episode. Yes.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind looking at the Raw before it gets subbed.
Overtime will probably have the Raw up tomorrow. I'm going to say at least tomorrow afternoon. They'll have it up on their site to torrent. Because I think they're the only subbing group, to my knowledge, that really does Raws before they do the subs. But they'll have the Raw up at least by tomorrow afternoon, if not sooner. I don't know. Granted, Overtime hasn't said that they're subbing Gaim, but I'm willing to put money on that they will. And so will TV Nihon.
Yeah. They kind of have everything up to Gaim, so yeah.
TV Nihon's missing episodes, but I think they've subbed at least something from it. All the Heisei guys. Because they're still subbing Kuga.
Ah. So they're kind of going back now.
Well, yeah, they were... See, a group did sub Kuga, but they charged... Yeah, they subbed... No, wait, no, they subbed Agito, and they charged for it, and it was really crappy subs. Another group subbed Agito completely, and Kuga for the longest time was unsubbed until... wasn't Midnight Crew subs. I don't remember who did it, but they did a complete sub of it. I have it. I have the complete season of it in sub form, and I think they also did a V2 where they took out where they also subtitled Grongi. But now TV Nihon's going through. They're doing Kuga. I believe they're also doing Agito if they haven't completed it already. I'll check their tracker real quick. Yeah, they haven't completed Agito. They're up to 34. So they still have a ways to go. So yeah. But back on our supposed to be original topic.
Yeah.
We're doing the first 5 episodes of Wizards to start off the season this week. They are, in order, The Ring Wizard, I Want to Be a Wizard, Transform, live broadcast, The Doll and the Pianist, and the deciding match of the contest. So, yeah. Thoughts going into this look at Wizard?
I'm kind of looking forward to this, especially coming off of the last season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know how you feel, but I'm keeping this thought in the back of my head because HCU Radio, which are one of the podcasts I listen to, have their group review of Wizard from 1 to 51 up right now, and it's very split. Half of the members on the show did not like the show, or half of the members on the podcast did not like the show. The other half did. This show is divided. I'm not going to dance around that issue because I know this thing is divided amongst people. Some people like it, some people don't. I do like the show. I've seen the whole show, and this is going to be a complete rewatch for me, so I know everything that's going to happen. But I'm not going to be on here being like, oh, Wizard is the greatest writer show of them all, because no, it's not. It is flawed in many ways. And out of the shows I do like and are what I consider my favorites, which are Kuga Agito and then the Neo Heisei guys of Double, O's, Forza, and Wizard, if I were to rank them, Wizard would be on the bottom of that list. That may not say much, but Wizard is on the bottom of that list for me because it is more flawed than no, that's not the right way to say it. I'm trying to think of how to put this in the right way. It's got problems, and unfortunately, some of those problems are very crucial. While it does succeed at points, and if you are kind of looking into the show, you can see it, it will still kind of not hit the mark. Am I making sense at all?
Yeah, they kind basically they kind of set the bar high, and then this show just does not make it.
Yeah, it's you know how we said that while Decade's good, it's got good concepts, it's got terrible execution.
Yeah.
Okay, take that next step up where you have good concepts, some good execution, but others falter. And while it won't be like, oh my god, this is the worst show ever failing, it will be, this is not good failing.
So basically, it would be the same comparison between Kabuto and Decade.
Yeah. As weird as that may seem for me to say, it kind of is. Because whereas Kabuto has bad concepts and bad execution, Decade has good concepts, bad execution. Wizard is that step up where you have good concepts, some good execution, but it still falters at points. The good thing is you will have stretches of episodes that are good on their own. It's when you mix them in with some of the not so good episodes, will it hurt? And the show will seem a bit rough. Personally, I think Wizard could have used 2 months more developing, and it would have been fine. I think they just needed to smooth out some of the edges on this show, which is a bit of a pun considering what Wizard uses. But yeah, that's just that's how I feel about Wizard, because I can say it's good, but I can also say that some points were bad. I guarantee you, we will probably all be saying the same arc, 53 by the end of the season, on what was the weakest episodes of Wizard. Because I can almost call it now. It's what's called the Bird two-parter, or the Bird arc. It's late into the show, and it is possibly the weakest two episodes of Wizard because it could have been a good idea, but they shit on it so hard. They don't. It's not even funny. And even if it were trying to be funny, it's not funny.
Hmm.
I don't think I can spitball the exact episodes. Yeah, 36 and 37. That two-episode arc. If you ask me
So,
right now what I think the weakest two episodes of Wizard are, it's that two.
so it'll pretty much be a good bit into the season.
Mm-hmm.
Be
I can
what,
almost
14 or 15?
probably.
So about halfway through our season.
Yeah. Yeah. I guarantee you that will be the weakest two episodes by the end from all of us who
Hmm.
watch. Because it. Ugh. Even when I was watching the show on a weekly basis, I thought this two-episode arc was compared to a lot of the rest of the show. But I like the show. So that doesn't tell you something. I don't know what will. Yep.
It's doing it, I know.
I will say I will be really curious to see how you and maybe Glock's opinion of this show is going to be by the end. Because I know you liked the show when we watched the first two episodes, right?
Yeah.
I'm curious on how you're going to feel about the show by the end. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, your opinion of the show might change by the end. Because I've seen it. I've seen people who like the show at the beginning, but by the end they're like, nope, I'm done. I don't like the show at all. Because of the handling of it, essentially.
As long as it's not Kabuto level, then we're good. I'll make it through it.
It's not Kabuto level, but it's not even decade level, but it will have its weak points. It will have its weaknesses, and I wonder how that will reflect by the end. But I believe it's enough talk, and it's time to actually watch the show. So we're gonna start with episode 1. You got it queued up and ready?
Yep.
Alrighty then. Starting off season 5 with episode 1 of Wizard. In 3, 2, 1, go! God, I've missed this opening music because for 50 and 2 and 53 they take out the opening music. And I've been missing that. You know, that bike's got some great suspension to be dropped like that and just land perfect.
Seriously.
bad that I'm getting a little bit nostalgic right now, just to be like, oh, it's been so long since I've seen this part.
No, that's probably a good thing then.
Yeah. I'm also thinking about the things to come concerning characters, so. Also realizing this will be one of the few times Haruto will ever use his bike.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've just gotten used to it at this point because the bikes are so underutilized these days. I mean, even at Akito, they were like really underutilized for all three of them. Whereas Kuga, he kind of needed the bike after a while to help. Ah, it's been so long since I've heard the opening for the show.
The one thing I liked about this part right here was the sheer fact that this is actually going on instead of a traditional opening.
Yeah. And like I said back in when we were doing the first episodes, it's because the same person who did some directing for Shinkenger directed this opening. So, and Shinkenger did the exact same thing, where it had the theme song play while the main hero is fighting.
And I believe it's also, like we mentioned, this is one of the few times that this will happen in a Kamen Rider show.
Yeah.
Unlike how we're so used to seeing in Power Rangers, where that plays every time.
And he really does not use that as much as I would like. I don't mean the Wizard Sword Gun, I mean just the finisher for it. Doesn't even use the kick strike that much, but once he gets dragon forms, a lot of the finishers for that stuff kind of takes over.
Yeah.
And I'm so used to the belt by now, it doesn't even bother me anymore. I'm just like, yes, the belt does the weird sayings. I'm okay with it. I will say, Medusa's actress, probably one of the best ones of the show, just because of what she does within the show. Uh, what's best is that becomes a little bit of a running bit. I think they repeat it 3 to 4 times in the show, including the movie.
Yeah, don't see that happening.
Nope. Dude's got a ring that can connect two places together, so. Well, the police aren't, but. I'm trying to stop myself from talking too much about what's going to happen in the future. I will say one thing about the future events. I do wish more Phantom arcs were like this instead of what we got.
So they weren't as backstory filled as this.
Yeah, a lot of them were really more straightforward than what we got in this standalone.
Huh.
A lot of them, instead of trying to figure out their despair, just try to force them into despair through fear of death. And another note, trust me when I say this, the further along we get in the show, the more they want to shut the bell up. After a certain point, those little phrases stop existing in the show. He just hits it too quick for them to matter.
Where does he have that thing stored?
I don't know. It's never really shown in the show where he has it stored.
Because I mean, it clearly just showed that he has to have the thing that he reaches in and grabs somewhere. Because the donuts were still sitting where he was at the beginning.
Yeah.
So that's what gets me. Where does he store this stuff?
I'm get. I'll say it's never really stated in the show where he stores it, but I would assume it's somewhere in the antique shop, like up on a hanger somewhere. That's also one thing that does get changed over the show. The color of his seal, it changes colors with the element instead of just being the standard red. That's an odd thing to notice now.
Huh.
And also, in case you're wondering, he's not constrained to where he has to point it. He can really just point it wherever. He doesn't have to point it in the cardinal directions, which is what that's referring to.
Ah. Rider kick.
Yeah. He doesn't use it that much, though.
Although you got to admit his is a little more. Uh.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Which is also why the scene that's coming up is not really used that much. But yeah, Haruto doesn't go into people's underworlds that much in the show. But considering the budget they would have to have for these scenes, I'm not surprised. because the entire fight is CGI, which is probably a bit expensive.
Yeah.
Oh god, now I'm remembering the really ridiculous thing that they can do in the underworld. Oh god. I don't know what episode it first happens in, but it is absolutely ridiculous. I'm not gonna say what it is, but let's just say there's another combination that these three can do. Besides give Dragon some extra wings. Well, not extra, bigger wings. Oh, that's episode 1 in the bag.
Yep.
Any thoughts so far?
Not that it's changed from the first time we ran through this, so.
Oh my god, go Buster! Another divided show too. He's uh alright. Then we shall move on to episode 2.
Queued up, ready.
Oh, let me just move it over to my TP so I can get it. Alright.
Good one.
Start up episode Wizard Great Bad.
In what?
Did I was gonna say in 3, 2, 1, but your mic kind of went.
Did that again?
Yeah.
Damn it. Stupid thing.
All right. Let's try this again. Kamen Rider Wizard episode 2 in 3, 2, 1, go. Yep. That'll still be one thing that I'll always like about the show. The fact that he has something to use his powers with when he's not henching.
Yeah.
And strangely enough, there's a hint to how Wizard ends in the opening.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
I didn't believe it until I watched the last episode, and I'm like, wait, that's in the. Ah, you some.
Is it something that you would expect, or
By the end, you might be able to pick up on it, but right now, no. I'm just reminded of how his story plays out throughout Wizard. Because trust me, this won't be his first. This won't be his last appearance.
hmm.
Oh. I'm reminded now that people really hate Shunpei. Oh, jeez. Because I kind of find him annoying, and I guess my tolerance for annoying characters is really high. So it takes a lot to get me annoyed at a character. And Shunpei just doesn't do it. Especially when he's supposed to be the comedic character. There's a pillar there, Shunpei. You need to go around it. Yes, he did.
I've got to say, the suit actor is very agile.
Well, it's the same suit actor for all the main writers, so the guy in Haruto's the guy in Wizard suit right now was the same guy who was in Forze's, same guy who was in O's, same guy who was in Double. I think same guy for all the Heisei era main writers. So yeah, dude's got talent. And the thing is, if you looked at all those suits in action, you wouldn't think it's the same person because they all have very different body languages going on,
Yeah,
which is a credit to the art and a credit to his skill. Uh, I I kind of don't see where people say Haruto is bland. Because it's moments like this, I'm like, he's putting a little bit extra into that scene to make it work. Although that it's probably it happens towards the middle of the season that he forgets to do that sometimes.
true.
Oh my god, now I remember. Oh, now I'm remembering the last bit from Ultimatum. I cannot think of that now without when I'm seeing the donut shop owners. Just stop trying to hump my leg. Fortunately, the writers sometimes forget that.
Hmm.
We have to keep this in the show to the kids. Kids now. No, I'm willing to bet most of the Phantoms in this scene are in the show. Because I know I've spotted both Phoenix and Medusa in there.
Hmm.
And I know I spotted at least two, maybe three more from the show. But some of them I'm not entirely sure on. Yeah, because you can spot him in the scene. Actually, you can spot him more clearly than both Medusa and Phoenix. Because you only see Phoenix's back, and Medusa's kind of off in the background. God damn it. I just realized something.
What?
There's a subtle hint about White Wizard in his seal. Damn it. Can't believe I didn't realize that till now. Now that I'm looking at it.
Hmm.
I don't think I should say more because that'll spoil things, but there's something in his seal it's a hint. Damn it. I'm now noticing all these little subtle things that are in the show. And another thing, I wish they played up on that more about Haruto being a survivor essentially. If they played up on that a little bit more, I think the show would have been better.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of not there at points. And in case you're wondering, that's not an error. That's how Japanese people read. They don't read from left to right, they read from right to left.
Yeah.
I've been learning that from some of the manga I've read, because that's how they're set up. Which can be confusing, because it's like you naturally go from left to right and then until you realize, wait, things are out of order. Or they're not like really big out of order, they're just like noticeable out of order. They're like, wait a minute. It's kind of interesting to see how just a simple direction of reading can change how things can be perceived in a reading. And yes, folks, when you fall to despair and your phantom almost kills you, you get a free ring out of it. No, I'm not kidding.
Hmm.
You get your life, and then you get a free ring to keep.
Gotta love his reaction right there.
Yeah, just like, did I did I just shoot flame out of my finger? Oh wow, I forgot that he does that in the second episode. He puts it in front of him.
Yeah, now you remember what's going on.
Yeah. And I think that's the first and last time both the ghouls and Heart are ever going to use their respective powers. Which is odd, because he probably could have used that for a couple scenes. And the ghouls probably could have used that little gun trick that they have.
Next.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know how to describe Haruto's fighting style, but it's not really like punching kicks. It's, I don't know how to call it. But I think it's a lot more defensive than I've seen other writers use. Because he doesn't use punches. Because, well, he's wearing rings.
but that would make punches hurt even worse.
Well, that hurt him too. Plus,
Not as bad as it would hurt them.
I believe he throws one punch, and that's in the last episode. Not the last episode, 51, and it breaks the ring that he's wearing. So that
Oh, so
that
the
would be
rings are
why.
fragile.
Yeah, which may seem odd, but those rings trying to take a punch are not going to work. So, of course, that may just be for dramatic purposes. And they blew their entire budget for the bike for the rest of the season right there.
What gave you that clue?
Uh, and now we actually get to continue from there, unlike last time. Well, any thoughts before we hit episode 3?
No.
Alright, then I'll skip over the superhero time segment. Just to conserve a little bit of time, because
Oh
what's the
yeah,
limit on?
we conserved so much time right there. 4 hours. We're not gonna hit it.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
We're not even gonna brush it.
Okay. Just making sure. So I don't remember it sometimes. Alright. Episode 3 queued up and ready?
Yep.
Alright. Picking up on episode 3 of Wizard in 3, 2, 1, go.
Now we're technically starting what we've not covered.
Yeah. So this is going to be the real meat of the episode this week. And he didn't even have to scan her ring. Oh, he's already miles ahead of Haruto. Yeah, she's absolutely bursting with life. And that will come into play. I don't remember how many episodes later. It's not going to come into play for a few episodes. I have to wonder, did he just steal that book or did he check it out? Because I don't know if that was a library from last episode or not.
I think it was a library, but I don't know.
Doesn't everyone in Vegas say that when they're doing a magic show?
Pretty much.
Then again, I don't see how you could scientifically fake that.
I would so laugh if he caught a tree on fire right about now.
Yes, I would too, because that's the exact joke I'm gonna make. It's like, Shippy, you keep that up, you're gonna burn the whole damn park down. But really, he's only got that one trick that he keeps doing. He's not got much else. Don't you think that's odd, Shunpei? I mean, seriously, Haruto was able to put this together in 2 seconds. Well, technically it's real, it's just you're not the one doing it. Technically speaking, of course. Yes, that's exactly why you were throwing a tantrum, is because you had it all figured out. of sad that when we see all these new rings get introduced, that they are really underutilized by the end of the show.
Yeah.
Like most of them are like one and done. Very few actually keep popping up, and some of them stop having the rings being shown activated, and just happen. I think by the end of it, Connect's the only really one that happens on a consistent basis. All the others, like Liquid for water forms, that just happens after a certain point. Even though the ring doesn't get scanned, it just happens because he's in that form now. It's alright, trying to save a life, not stopping.
That's actually clever used right there.
Yeah. They also stopped using this music after a while. They use it a little bit, but they don't use it that much. It's usually replaced by whatever song they have.
I like that little two-step he did on his face.
Yep. Yeah, as you see, now it's episode 3. His circles now change. And that is actually a translation that will change later on. Because he says the line that I'll be the one to bring you hope. That will actually change later on to be I'm the final hope.
Hmm.
What the hell?
I have no idea.
Something left in by the overtime crew, I guess. I see why. Resident Evil movie that I believe is Underworld that might have come out around that time.
Uh,
That's why they you. Mm, smart move. I applaud them for that quick little reference.
Ooh.
Smacked the crap out of him that time. Oh wow, that's actually sooner than I thought. Yeah, you know that ridiculous thing?
Oh God.
Yes. I really did not think it was this soon, but yeah. It's like everyone gets. I love that look of Artos. It's like, ah, everyone gets one except me. Aw. I'm trying to figure out where my mouse is. Alright. Well, thoughts on episode 3?
uh, it's still not changing my opinion as it stands.
Well, yeah. Trust me, that's not gonna happen until we are further down the line. Must say 20s ish. No, late 20s, maybe early 30s is when you'll hit that rough patch. I think,
I think though this is a good way of starting the season,
yeah,
even if it doesn't necessarily keep going that same path.
yeah. Because you get a lot of introduction of things that can be built upon later. Problem being that some of those things don't get built upon later.
And it kind of defeats the purpose of building them up now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Renko and Shinpei, since these first 3 were their introduction episodes, they're not going to get that much development. Renko's going to get some really late into the show. Or Renko's going to get some, but Shinpei really isn't. Which is probably why people find him annoying, is because he's kind of the same person throughout the entire thing. And since he's the bumbling idiot throughout the entire thing, that probably gets on people's nerves. That would be
True.
my guess. There.
But he's supposed to be there for comedic relief there though.
Yeah. I think some people just kind of wish that he was more than that, which he doesn't get it. Granted, Shunpei does get a little bit of something in the bird arc along with Rinko, but it's the bird arc. It's the problem. Oh, ready to get started on episode 4?
I guess so.
Alright, picking up on episode 4 of Wizard. Halfway there for this episode in 3, 2, 1, go! This is totally not what it looks like. Um, nothing. Nothing at all. Forget you saw anything.
You walked in on breakfast. That's what you walked in on.
Yes. Yeah, it's breakfast for everyone. As you know, Phoenix is terrible at this whole making them fall into the spirit thing.
Yeah.
Where if the subs have changed for these two episodes? Because I know some people, when these two episodes came out, had some problems with overtime sub of it. I believe it was too stereotypical. I believe was the complaint
Huh.
for a certain character in the show. I'm trying to not say it, although doesn't it looks like it's changed because I think at this point it got a bit stereotypical. I guess. Uh, checking something on Twitter real quick. Yeah, I'm with the old guy. That sounded pretty good. Maybe. Ah, great. Here comes the character of like, no one understands me. No one gets what I'm going through. Perfect. Oh, wow, he doesn't even care. I guess that base was like what, $20 at the local Walmart. Like I said, if you like those first 3 episodes, many more Phantom plots are not going to be that subtle from now on.
Yeah.
Many of the Phantom plots are going to be like this, where the Phantom just goes after the gate and like, oh, I'm just going to kill you or maim you in some way, and that's how I'm going to drive you into despair because I'm not as creative as other Phantoms. Nope, it didn't change. Did you see that one line?
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't change.
Boy, he's wasting no time this time.
Nope. Getting right to the fight. Okay, I don't even know what that line means.
That was clever.
Yep. All right, you didn't have to do a camera cut for that one. I've seen wrestlers be able to transition between those two moves.
Seriously.
And now I think Archo's just messing with him.
Pretty much.
More like he ran away, but I guess that's beside the point. Yep. Oh, oh wow. Yeah.
Uh,
When I said overtime likes their slubs literal, I'm not kidding. They also like to take liberties with it. Really, just because. This is the same subbing team that, for an episode of Go Busters around this time, they had an entire sub where they replaced every character's name with a character from Star Fox. And somehow it still worked. One of those success came easy, and now he's kind of struggling with it. Reasons. Also, the reason she's called is, well, cuz. Just gonna let him walk around on by as y'all having an argument. Well, you gotta give this one credit. He at least tried the subtle approach.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm off to go pout somewhere.
Hmm.
Well, that's what you get for saying it was quiet today. You get giant cat monster hopping on your roof.
Seriously.
Uh, no, that was a monster. No. Ba- Take it down a notch, Junpei. I mean, it is kind of shocking, but you ain't gotta go jump in the lake over it. That big kind of saving this one. Not only is Haruto a wizard, he's an assassin from Wanted. I'm guessing Katsu took his hyperspeed lessons from Kabuto.
Apparently not.
Yeah, this fight would have been over already if he did. Alright, Rue. Hmm. Guessing Haruto should have paid for the upgrade.
Yeah.
Also, this will probably be the only ever time Haruto ever runs out of mana. I'm not kidding. As much as this is a cool concept, it's the only time it ever happens.
Huh.
Well, what are your thoughts on episode 4 so far?
You know, after we came out of Decade, you got to give them credit for giving so much info about the main characters.
Yeah,
I'm not necessarily saying backstory because really we kind of have but haven't.
yeah.
But it feels like you know all of them a little bit more than you could say for some of the other shows we've watched.
Yeah. Let's see, in 4 episodes, we've gotten info on everyone except the shopkeeper. And that was
Well, and to a
only,
point, you kind of have on him.
yeah, and that's like the least
So,
amount of everybody. Because his was like, what, 2 lines? About like, oh, they used to make rings. And that was the short and long of it for him.
yeah,
But hey, that's a little something for everybody in, what, 4 episodes?
yeah. Unlike Decade, where we went how many episodes before we knew anything?
Halfway through before we knew anything about Natsumi, and it took a movie for us to get anything on Tsukasa.
Yeah, and a couple more episodes before we could get anything on Kaito. So.
Yeah. Can't say anything about Onodore because, well,
Yeah.
we got 2 episodes for him and
Yeah.
a couple episodes more for him, and that was really it.
Yeah.
Of course, it helps that Decade doesn't have a revolving door with cast members like uh, Wizard doesn't have a revolving door for cast members like Decade did. Because Decade had a revolving door, so it's like, oh,
Yeah.
we gotta shove one cast out and bring another cast in, which doesn't leave room for the main cast, which is ass backwards.
But okay, to that I say they should have started out giving some form of backstory to the main cast and then merge into going to the Nine Worlds.
Yeah.
It would have made for a better show.
Yeah. Well, with that said, ready to move on to our final episode for this week?
Yep.
Alrighty then. Starting up our last episode, episode 5, in 3, 2, 1, go! Nothing else for Gam on my Twitter.
Huh.
Probably have to go to the forums to see anything. Haruto had to do it the old-fashioned way. Just beat the shit out of him hard enough and he'll explode eventually. Uh-oh.
Oh. Yeah, I kind of agree with him. Oh crap.
Yeah. It's like, crap, I can't do all my sword twirling when I'm in this form. I can only use the gun.
At least they're not ruthless like some of the other enemies we've had.
Yeah, well, that's Katsif. He's a bit lazy. He's like, oh, he's down. I'm out, man. I'm done dealing with him. I got a I got a gate that doesn't really want to go into the spare. Well, he's willingly going into the spare, which doesn't work. And I've got this guy running out of mana on me. I'm done. Why can't I have a simple one? Oh, and a quick note on the opening. Once we hit Beast and the Dragon forms, the opening will not change.
Really?
Yeah, like even after we have the introduction of Infinity, Infinity's not in the opening ever.
You would think if they showed more forms in the show, then they would introduce that into the intro.
Yeah, Infinity and Beast Hyper don't get to be in the opening ever.
Huh.
Like literally, once we hit the debut of All Dragon, that's it. The opening never changes after that point. It stays constant from there to the last appearance of it, which I believe is like episode 49 or 50. I'm trying to remember when they stopped doing Magic Land, well, incorporating Magic Land into the opening. Yes, I've gone to the Forze school of reading people. I will say that's probably one thing both Haruto and Gentaro share: their ability to read people. Because as much as Gentaro might be a bonehead at times, he knows how to read people. Hell, I think when Meteor was first being introduced, Gentaro was able to peg him immediately. Ah, crap! I forgot to run out of mana. You know, I feel kind of bad for him.
Wow.
Yeah. He's mad he's got to deal with the gate that's got complex issues. Not someone who's like, oh, I believe in this thing, so all I gotta do is make him believe in this thing and crush it, and then, despair. Hmm. Like I said before, he goes to the Gintaro school of reading people. I'd hate to play poker against either one of them. They'd probably beat the crap out of me. so odd seeing that translated as something else. And I guess it's just because it's this early on in the show that it wasn't thought of to be that. Because from my understanding, the Japanese language is very contextual and how it translates. Jeez. Why do they treat him like shit? Looks like Team Wizard's finally getting along. It was kind of odd that he didn't notice him while he was sitting up there. And now we get a fight to the tune of whatever the hell the song was to begin with. I believe it's in minor D, and it was Remenov, Ranchanovs,
I
something
don't.
along that lines.
Yeah.
Wow, that's the he stockpiled on the ghouls, didn't he?
Apparently. Oh, so he can do that too.
Yep. The only thing is, they're all mimics. Shut up, Google Plus. I'm here. I've been here. Leave me alone. Yeah, but that's the only downside he has with copy is they all are mirrors of him. So
Hence
they
a
can't.
copy.
Yeah. So they can only do what the original does. And the Fudo wind effect right there. I know that wind sound anywhere. I do like that little bit of difference with Hurricane that he holds the sword in reverse.
Yeah. But it's because he's when he goes in the air, he's spinning too.
Yeah.
So
And that's the thing from A to Z, I believe. I think. I swear that's the set from the beginning of A to Z. Because I recognize that one building that they're on right now.
I'd venture to say most of the scenes you can notice from something else if you pay attention.
Yeah. The question is just figuring out what it was in to begin with.
Right.
Poor Katsith. He just wanted to be left alone. And now he gets blown up for his troubles. Which will be a pattern for a lot of the gates from now on. They're just going to go somewhere else because all the phantoms are in Japan, apparently. So if you move like 2 cities over, you're okay because they won't come after you. Shibuya has terrible coordination. Well, I guess thoughts on episode 5 and the 5 episodes altogether.
Definitely good so far. I'm hoping
Yeah,
it kind of stays the same direction, but yeah. In light of some of that you've said, I kind of wonder now.
yeah. I mean, don't misinterpret like it's going to be immediately downhill. No, this is a long-term kind of deal, is what I was talking about with Wizard.
Right.
And trust me, I saw the eventual opinions, eventual division among people over this show. It was an eventual thing. It wasn't immediate. Trust me. It was, like I said, like late 20s, early 30s when this happened. When there was eventually a divide on the entire show. Because, some people have problems with Phoenix. And that was kind of a point of contention among people. And then it became the entire show after that point. But yeah. But look at it now. One of the problems with Wizard, and I would say the main problem with Wizard that hurts the ending itself, is how Haruto and Koyomi are portrayed in the show. One little problem. You see that Koyomi's really in there these first 5 episodes, right?
Right.
Pay attention to how many episodes she's in from here on out.
I'm assuming that's going to go way down.
Oh, yeah. I think don't know if I've said it before, but apparently they had troubles getting her actress on the show because of scheduling conflicts. And that is reflected in the show. And trust me when I say this, by the end, it hurts the show overall because that is a key relationship for the entire show and for key plot events. Without that, you have to rely on the implications and what it's supposed to be playing off of more so than what you've seen in order to get it.
Hmm.
Like I've said, Wizard's got good concepts and it's got good execution, but it falls flat in other places. And that relationship between Haruto and Koyomi is one of those that falls flat, not because it's badly written, but because it's not well portrayed on screen. Because we don't see that relationship as much as others. And it's necessary. Not just needed, it is necessary. It is crucial. And to see these first 5 episodes and see how much she's in there and kind of going through some of the later episodes and going, wow, she's non-existent in some of these episodes. Quite literally non-existent. You come to that realization, it's like, that's where the problem is. So yeah. Overall, it's interesting to go back to the show almost immediately after it. Because literally Wizard ended last week. And now I'm going all the way back to the beginning to go back through again. Only at twice the pace. So yeah, it'll be interesting. And I look forward to this rewatch to see what I'll pick up on. Because I've already picked up on 2 things. One I knew after the ending. The second I didn't really realize until I saw the seal. And I'm like, you son... They put that in there. Can't believe I missed that detail. Especially when you have something later on that makes it a little bit more blatant. And I'm like, why didn't I pick up on that? Damn it. Anyway, anything else to say?
Not really.
Alrighty then. I guess we'll end that there. But next week, hopefully with all three of us here. We shall
Maybe.
pick up where we left off. What'd you say?
I said maybe.
Yeah. Pick up where we left off with episodes 6 and 7 then. And might be having a break. We'll probably be having a break that following week.
At the rate it's going, yes.
Yeah. So, anyway, folks, that'll do it for
Rampant Epsilon.
Peacebreaker2448 saying, "Not everybody," and we'll see you on the next round of this brand new season of the Gaming Saloon Rift Tracks. Peace out.
As always, you can find the Gaming Saloon Rift Tracks on our site, tgsr.dymdns.org. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Our Twitter account is @TGSRiftTracks, and on Facebook, you can find us at facebook.com/TGSRiftTracks. Don't forget we're listed on YouTube. You can find us at youtube.com/user/TGSRiftTracks. Also, don't forget to check out our mobile app. It will be updated after every TGSR with archives for both TGS and TGSR. Till next time.